We got some new information from Drake's UMG lawsuit regarding Kendrick. Jason Kawajesa, on behalf of Kendrick Lamar, signed the Interscope agreement with Kendrick Lamar 3 days before the diss track Euphoria dropped. So Euphoria drops on April 30th, and this contract was signed on April 27th. Now, it seems like the more information that comes out about this Drake lawsuit, the further it goes along in the process, the more things we discover, and it's only left to our interpretation. Like, we aren't fully sure where the pieces are going to fall with the information that's being requested, right? So you had the bit about Kendrick Lamar's kids, about the relationship between Dayfree and Whitney, which it just sounded so random to me that I thought it was fake. If you guys saw my other video, I'm like, what do they have to do with any of this, right? But again, it's just up to our interpretation. I guess this will come out in the rinse, right? This will come out as the process goes along. And now we have this information that's being put out there that UMG added. Jason K, we'll call him Jason K. And Jason K signed the Interscope agreement with Kendrick Lamar 3 days before Euphoria came out. So this is interesting because if y'all remember Euphoria, which I'm sure you remember Euphoria, this is the real first diss track that Kendrick Lamar put out towards Drake, like the first direct one. Obviously, Like That with Future came out before this, but really this was the official round one, right? Hey y'all, I am a one-man show. I record, edit the video myself, create the thumbnail, everything. So hitting like and subscribe does help a bunch. Thanks so much. Back to the video. If you guys remember this, Euphoria actually took a while to come out. Euphoria was the only record in this back and forth between Kendrick and Drake that took a while to come out. It took so long to come out that Drake even went back to back, dropped Push-Ups, then dropped Tailor Made, and he's kind of mentioning how long it's taking Kendrick to respond. Now, Drake thought that Kendrick was taking a long time because he was waiting for Taylor Swift, and this just sounds wild, right? Drake thought Taylor Swift was dictating when Kendrick could drop his diss record, right? That's why the song was called Tailor Made, Taylor Swift. But with this new lawsuit information that's being requested, it would appear that that time that it took Kendrick to respond, that what was it, 2 or 3 weeks or something like that, perhaps Kendrick was signing a new contract. Maybe the contract was already in the works before this. I don't know, but I guess that's what we're going to get out of this lawsuit right here. We're going to get more information on that. We're getting information on things I thought I would never need information about. I don't care when Kendrick is signing the deal and his record deals and re-upping on his deals. So there is the possibility that, yeah, maybe Kendrick Lamar saw that, okay, we're going to have an uptick in views and eyes on me. Remember, Like That was a #1 record, and then Drake drops his diss records towards Kendrick. So Kendrick's name is up, not only because of Like That being a #1 record, but also because everyone on social media talking, rumors, is Kendrick gonna drop? There's all this anticipation building up after Drake's diss records. And don't forget, the record labels, they use the social media impressions and interactions. They use all of that, in contracts and negotiating deals. So it could be the situation that Kendrick's team saw this coming. They saw like, okay, before we drop our diss record, let's re-up, let's get, a new deal, because we're going to easily meet these numbers. We're easily going to match this deal, fulfill this deal based on what's about to happen. But before Kendrick can drop Euphoria and get it started, let's get it right. Let's get the contract right. Maybe that's the reason that time that it took for Euphoria to come out. Because remember, Euphoria took a while to come out. None of the other records took much time at all to come out. After Kendrick drops Euphoria, the whole beef is over within like 5 or 6 days. Everything comes out. Family Matters, Meet the Grams, Not Like Us. All that comes out within a week after Euphoria comes out, right? Maybe even less than a week. I mean, that scenario makes a lot more sense than what Drake was saying on Tailor Made Freestyle. Like, yo, Taylor Swift is the reason you're not dropping this record because she's dictating what it makes more sense that Kendrick was like, had a play with his contract and saw the increase in numbers coming. So bet on himself, got a new deal so he can fulfill those numbers, get some money, right? But again, that's just my speculation on this. Poetik Flakko has his own speculation. Some people believe that Kendrick signing the new deal before Euphoria coming out was the industry, was the record executives taking Kendrick and basically puppeteering him to take down Drake, right? Some people believe this. Let's hear what Flakko got to say. He said, yeah, Kendrick Lamar helped Lucian Grange plot against Drake and destroy hip hop. No, I'm not shocked. West Coast dude's been selling out hip hop for 40 years. So yeah, this is what some people think. This is a thought out there that, yo, Kendrick Lamar, he was used as a puppet by Lucian Grange, who is the CEO of UMG to destroy Drake. Let's hear him out.
Granger called upon a West Coast. The fact that y'all are shocked that UMG and Lucifer Granger called upon a West Coast nigga to help destroy hip hop is crazy. There's literally a 40-year history of West Coast niggas destroying everything we loved about hip hop.
And before we get into the West Coast, because this is a whole separate point, the question you would all be asking, right, is why would Lucian Grange want to destroy Drake? I mean, Lucian Grange is someone who Drake used to be cordial with. Drake has shouted him out on records. So the question many of you might be asking to yourself is, why would Lucian Grange or any other record executive want to destroy Drake? Well, the answer some people would say is Drake was about to renegotiate his contract and they wanted to lowball him on numbers. I'm just giving you what others would say, right?
You know who was behind?
Like, I think I have enough OVO and TDE people on my timeline to kind of get the gist of what their argument would be.
Loved about hip hop. You know who was behind the last Great Depression in hip hop? When the two biggest rappers on the planet was beefing and they two ended up dead and hip hop went into a state of confusion and chaos and turmoil. You know who was behind that? You guessed it, the West Coast niggas.
Well, he's talking about Tupac and Biggie. Yes, Tupac was killed by a West Coast person and Biggie was also killed by a West Coast person. Biggie was actually killed in LA. Pac was killed in Vegas.
Antagonized that conflict, instigated that conflict, and was the catalyst for that conflict. And oh, by the way, they were the ones who killed the two biggest rappers. Yeah. So again, don't act surprised, homie. Whenever it's time to destroy hip hop and put us in turmoil and have us beefing so the labels can make billions of dollars as we fight, they call upon the West Coast niggas.
Well, again, I'm just someone who's been listening to hip hop for a while. Shout out to Flakko. But I'm someone who's been listening, to hip hop for a while. Like, I've not only been listening, I've been deep into it. I don't believe that, Lucian Grange took Kendrick, made him beef with Drake to get this all started. As Kendrick fans and as Drake fans, on both sides, we both been wanting our guys to go at each other. We wanted Kendrick versus Drake. It's like 2011. And Kendrick and Drake have been sending shots at each other since 2012, 2013, something like that. I mean, some people say that Kendrick Lamar is dissing Drake on his own album, on the Take Care album, with the Buried Alive interlude. I'm not the hugest fan of that song, so I don't even deep dive into that song. I just don't care for it. But someone say that's a diss record towards Drake, right? So these guys have been shooting at each other for a while. Like, I don't think Lucian Grange put Kendrick up to the task of taking out Drake way back in 2012, and then it finally came to roost in 2025. Again, these are guys that have been wanting to go at each other for a while now. Yeah, Kendrick went out on the Like That record. He took some shots at Drake. Some would say Drake took some, and J. Cole took some shots on First Person Shooter. J. Cole came in initially with the first direct diss record, 7-minute drill to Kendrick. Then Drake came with the official first round after, J. Cole dropped out. And then went back to back. So like, Drake wanted this just as much as anybody. Like, unless you think Lucian Grange went and put a bird in Drake's ear to get Drake to ramp up and then go I don't know. That's not my belief. But some people believe that. I've just been around too long. I've seen the tension between Kendrick and Drake bubbling for almost 15 years. So the idea that Lucian Grange constructed all this, I don't know. Now, did Lucian Grange benefit from what just happened? Yeah, I mean, Kendrick and Drake both were on the charts for their diss records. Family Matters was top 10. Not Like Us, we know what that did. Like That, Euphoria. So yeah, Lucian Grange, more than anyone, ate the most out of all of this. But do I think Lucian Grange just handpicked Kendrick to send him on a dummy mission to destroy hip hop by going at Drake? I don't know if that's accurate. I think that Lucian Grange saw the momentum that Kendrick had, and sure, maybe he boosted the records. I think we'll see this come out in the lawsuit, whether it's true or not. He saw the huge momentum Kendrick had. And so he boosted the records like he would boost any other record, right? And I guess that's the whole fight that they're having in court now, that Drake and UMG are having. You boosted these records that were defaming me, et cetera, et cetera. So anyway, that's the latest and greatest on this whole Drake lawsuit joint. It's interesting to see where all the pieces are gonna fall, right? There are a lot of people commenting on YouTube who, when this lawsuit first came out, they didn't even believe it would move at all. They just looked at it, laughed at it like it would be gone, like it was a complete joke and would get thrown out. That is obviously not the case. This is moving along. It's months and months later. We're probably going on a year later pretty soon, and it's moving along. The most interesting part is going to be discovery, when we really get to understand why all these things that Drake's team is asking for are being asked. Right now, we're all kind of in the gray area. We can interpret, we can do our research to try to figure out why and what's true and what's not, but eventually the truth will come out, and I'll be here to comment on it. So that's all I got for today. Let me know what you think in the comments about Kendrick signing the Interscope agreement with Kendrick Lamar 3 days before the release of Euphoria. Do you think he had that agreement in plans? Did he wait to drop Euphoria to get this done? Does this even matter? I don't know. Top5rapwebsite.com. Peace.